I can't believe it. It has been 4 years, four years that I've been living on this medical medium lifestyle, and I absolutely love it. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Tara Tom, the Inside Stylist, just here sharing my experiences and tips and tricks that I've learned along the way in hopes to support you on your healing journey. So as you read in the title, it has been four years. Yes, 4 years that I've been living this medical medium lifestyle, and I wouldn't change it for the world. It has been the one thing that has given me long-lasting results and have moved me forward in my health, and there's nothing compared to it. And so I did a 3-year anniversary or 3-year medical medium lifestyle recap last year, and so I thought I would do one for my 4-year. And overall things have been pretty much on the same path, and certain symptoms have stuck around, but they're slowly going away. And I kind of just wanted to share my whole experience these past 4 years. In my 3-year medical medium lifestyle video, I shared the list of all the symptoms I had and the updates on how I healed or what the status was. And now I kind of just want to give a little bit more details on the journey in this 4-year on the medical medium lifestyle video. So let's get into the video. I feel it is imperative for me to share where I came from in order for you to have a better understanding of how much healing has truly happened in the last 4 years. Let's rewind back to 2015. It was the year I moved across the Pacific Ocean and began a new chapter in a completely different environment. My health took a major nosedive. Based on what society claims, I concluded that it was the added stress that caused my health issues to worsen. In an attempt to make things better, I decided to change my diet. At the time, I had read numerous posts and even watched a movie on how sugar was the enemy. Through researching further, I came across a person who healed many of her symptoms by removing all forms of sugar. Convinced that this was my answer, I immediately changed my diet. With my whole heart set to succeed, I pushed through 8 weeks of a no-sugar, high-fat diet. By the end of those 8 weeks, I had eczema flare-ups all over my face, neck, arms, and stomach. My hair began to fall out in clumps, and my nails were as delicate as a flaky croissant. But those did not compare to one of my most debilitating symptoms, which was feeling faint and lightheaded all the time. I remember the very first episode. It actually happened while I was walking to work. Out of nowhere, I started to get tunnel vision. My heart began to race, and I was genuinely scared. I feared that I would faint on the side of the street, so I remember using all of my strength to keep myself from blacking out. Then, as these episodes started to occur more frequently, along with it came new symptoms. I experienced tightness in the chest, sun sensitivity, motion sickness, and anxiety. It got so bad that I could no longer walk faster than 1 mile per hour, nor could I last more than 15 minutes. On top of that, I suffered with extreme periods of intense fatigue and brain fog.
Months kept on passing by and symptoms just kept getting worse. Those who saw me would know nothing except for the eczema flare-ups, as the rest of it was completely invisible on the outside. On the inside, I was falling apart, holding on by a thread and drowning in confusion. Then one day, I came across a post on Goop, the online magazine by Gwyneth Paltrow. It was all about the Epstein-Barr virus and its connection to chronic illnesses. The post went on to introduce Anthony William, the medical medium, a man who wrote an entire book dedicated to explaining mysterious chronic illnesses. I honestly thought that post was written specifically for me. It was pretty much describing each one of my symptoms. Right away, I ordered his first book, which was the only book written at the time. The book was so fascinating that it only took me 3 days to read. Feeling restored with hope, I jumped right into applying all the recommendations. I did it all: the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie, the lemon water, eating healing fruits and vegetables, taking supplements, and drinking teas. If he recommended it, I did it consistently every single day. Surely it wasn't easy, but I owed it to myself to put in the effort. That first year was rough. I basically did not leave the house for 1 year. Not that I didn't want to, I was just terribly ill. The fatigue, brain fog, the fainting spells were all so intense. I remember I would go for walks as a test to see if my body was healing. Over and over, I kept failing miserably. I felt so disappointed after every attempt, as it took me 2 to 3 days to recover from exhaustion. But at around 6 months, I was finally able to reach my goal of walking for 20 minutes. And at about a year, I could walk for a good 20 to 30 minutes. After that first year, I continued with all the recommendations. Excited with the results, I yearned to do more. So I went completely raw for 28 days. Healing continued, and more symptoms diminished. They didn't happen as often, and they definitely didn't last as long. The next year, shortly following my second anniversary, I did the medical medium 90-day thyroid healing cleanse, which was very effective in killing the Epstein-Barr virus. Symptoms had returned at times, and were even quite intense. But I learned those were all just some of the things that can happen as the virus leaves the body. Later that year, I also did 100 days of no fat and the medical medium 369 liver rescue cleanse. That liver rescue cleanse worked so well, I not only did it once, but went on to do it another time. Now that I think of it, I did a ton of cleanses that year. I guess I was inspired by all the books launched by Medical Medium. After reading the new books, I was just so eager to implement everything I had learned. Which now brings us to the third year. I felt absolutely amazing. My body was physically capable for me to be a little more active. I started rebounding, got back into the gym, took yoga classes, traveled to Greece, and was even able to engage in more social activities without much anxiety. I began to feel like my old self again, where life wasn't only about my health. There were still symptoms that I struggled with, like fatigue, brain fog, a few moments of anxiety, bloating, and weight gain. Weight gain was a challenge. I kept gaining weight, even though I was working out consistently. In fact, This was the most active I've been in years, yet this was the heaviest I weighed in my entire healing journey. I'm guessing part of it was due to my weak adrenal glands and all the adrenaline being released during my activities. My adrenal glands haven't quite healed yet, so they are still misfiring, letting out too much adrenaline at times. In addition to that, I was eating a diet higher in fat, which definitely contributes to clogging the liver. This can result in more fat in my bloodstream, as well as backing up the lymphatic system. I celebrated my 4th year on this medical medium lifestyle. There was a lot going on in my life, and I ended up slacking a bit with my diet. COVID hit, celery wasn't always available, the grocery store shelves were empty, and shopping was so unpleasant, even scary at times. Things have settled down now, and I have finally adjusted to the new norm. Feeling a little more at ease, I have been looking to clean up my diet and support my body. I'm sure my body is quite saturated with adrenaline, as we have all been a little stressed. So this year, I am going to take out fat from my diet for 30 days. This will allow my liver a break to detox, and it will help to clear my lymphatic system. I may not be in control of my environment, but I can control how I support my body. This medical medium lifestyle has been the only lifestyle to have given me long-lasting results. I truly feel so very blessed to have found this, or shall I say, it found me. Though this may seem like an ad, I promise you it is not. This is just my real life experiences. I remember in the beginning, I made a promise to myself that I was either to expose this as a scam or I was to share my successes. 4 years later, I am still sharing.
Well, I hope you enjoyed learning about my 4 years and coming along on my journey and seeing how it went throughout these years. And as you could see, it wasn't always, a pretty sight. Sometimes there were a lot of challenges that happened along the way, but just keep taking one step at a time. A lot of little steps will end up in a big leap at the end, and as long as you keep moving forward, you will get to that goal. I hope that by watching my story and continuing to follow my journey, you will feel supported and you will feel inspired to keep going and know that your body is working to heal itself. We just need to go and support it. So thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and always I kindly ask that you subscribe. Guys, it's been so nice being here again, and it's been wonderful to be able to share my journey, and I hope to see you in the next video.